following program on Ada Derana 24 is classified as PG. It is intended for younger children in the company of an adult. It may contain some suggestive dialogue, infrequent coarse language, some sexual situations, or some moderate violence. Viewer discretion is advised. The following program contains opinions of the participants and does not reflect the views and beliefs of the Derana Media Network. The network believes in a safe space for all ideas to be expressed without any censorship and on its duty to create such a platform for free speech. Viewer discretion is strictly advised.
Hello and welcome to another episode of TPS, where we discuss about the most relevant and pressing conversations that the general public has to ask from the political leaders that actually matter to the future of the country. So over the past episodes, we've been discussing about and exploring about the local government elections. And today's focus is about the aftermath of the recent local government elections that was last week. And we are going to discuss about the democratic journey it has into play. And we will discuss about the importance of the aftermath of this pivotal juncture, and also how it is with the local councils and what it is for the reciprocal effect in terms of national politics. So to discuss about this matter, we have two gentlemen here with us for today's program. So we have Mr. Subhaga Herath towards my right from the Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Welcome you.
Thank you.
And towards my left, I have Mr. Tharindu liyanage from the United National Party. Welcome you as well. So today we are going to dig deep into the response that you gave with the ballot box, with your ultimate vote as a democratic person. Now, this question is actually very general in nature. So first I want to ask about the voter turnout. So I believe most of us are very much aware as to we had 61.8% of a voter turnout this election for 2025 for the local government elections. So first I want to ask from you, what do you think about, in your personal opinion and also the opinion of your party, how do you consider this voter turnout compared to 2018? Because we had 74.3%.
Close to 80.
Yes.
Actually.
So
yes.
What's your take on that?
I think, again, sorry, thanks for having me again. So I think there's a change from last to this time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's because I think people are not interested in the local government elections as much. They haven't taken it serious as they should. Mm-hmm. I think that is the main reason. But other than that, I feel like they have accomplished what they needed to. So they had the parliament, they had the presidential, so they got to where they needed to. Mm-mm. So again, taking seriously on the local government election is where I think the concern there is.
Okay.
So we need to really work hard on to see where it has gone wrong, mm-hmm. so that we can make sure the next time we have something like this, people are more interested in it.
Yeah.
So I think it's the past history, the letdowns, and even this election has been delayed by 3 years. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was supposed to happen in 2022.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yes, yes. So maybe they have thought that, I mean, even while we were canvassing, we always knew people were on the fence like, is there any point to this election? Mm-hmm. Right? Now, we see a point to this election because we need to have a municipal council running, so that we can serve the communities. But maybe because of the past history, they must have thought, okay, even if there's a new municipal council, it will be the same way it has been running so far. Mm-mm. So I think that is my point in the voters, the turnout. Yes.
Right. Okay, in just a follow-up question, now you talk about the interest actually. Now, do you think people have felt a little bit of disinterest with regards to the parties involving with the local government, and they have a little bit of a second thought when it comes to the grassroots level of the local government elections?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like this. If you take the opposition, mm-hmm. there are so many oppositions, right? And there's a massive diversion there, right? And because of that, a lot of people they don't know where they need to go and put their vote into.
Exactly.
So you have the trend or the brand where they are voting for. Now, for example, right, you have President Anur Kumar, and when we had the Prime Minister Harini,
Yeah.
they canvassed throughout this entire thing. They got onto stage for every single rally, right? And they have the national power in the backing as well, right? So for them, they did a proper canvassing, I would say, not marketing, but canvassing. They did their job properly. But here, when the people are thinking now, okay, should we vote for the United National Party, or whether we should vote for Samga Jana Balawegaya, because still people see that as one party, but divided into two.
Yeah.
So they actually don't know what they need to do.
Exactly.
So until certain problems are resolved, I think they're also just taking a step back and watching. So definitely that perspective is affecting to this voter turnout as well. Yes.
All right, so going from 74.3% to 61.88% these local government elections from 2018 to 2025, it's actually a drastic change. So actually, what's your take on now? He mentioned about the disinterest and also people having second thoughts with regards to this, and also NPP going forward and canvassing for their party. So from your regards, your party, and what's your take on this aspect?
So by observing the outcome of the election and the voter turnout and all that, my observation, or rather our observation, is that it is a kind of a failure of the entire political system. Why do we do politics is the very important question for us to find an answer as to why people didn't pay any interest to come and cast their vote. Simply to say that we as politicians and political parties, our role is to be a voice to the voiceless. We have to bring matters that are in the interest of the stakeholders who are part of an election. So as political parties or politicians, if we are not connected with these stakeholders, if we are not connected with the people, the communities, then obviously we wouldn't understand what matters to them. If we were able to bring out topics that are in their interest, then they would have had an interest in terms of coming forward and supporting our cause. Be it from the government point of view or be it from the opposition point of view. I would say that most of the politicians and most of the political parties have failed to do the basics right. They need to go back to books and understand what are the basics. They need to get their basics right. The basic in politics is to be able to be a voice to the voiceless, bring out matters and bring solution to address their issues, not just at a community level and also at a nationalistic point of view. If we were able to convince the people, look, we understand your difficulties and these are our solutions, and we understand that you are going through these day-to-day matters, and we have solutions to address those things, and this is our stand on your matter, then they would have come forward and supported our cause. It is because that we fail to connect with the people, the communities, and being able to not understand what they are interested in. It is because of that why they didn't come and cast their vote. Had it been a different scenario where we were able to speak to them and say, look, we are standing for your interest, then they would have come and supported. So my take on is the fact that as political parties and politicians, we have failed to understand the interest of the people, of the stakeholders of the election. And then again, we have failed to connect with them. So if we get the basics right, then there will be a lot of turnout in terms of coming and supporting whoever they want to support, be it a person or be it a political party. I believe in political party system, but it doesn't matter who they go and support. But for them to support, they need to be able to hear someone or some entity is speaking on behalf of their interest.
So it's as much as disinterest, it's also that the whole political system really needs to work towards the people and deliver the promises. So people are feeling like that the politicians have been unable to live up to those promises and actually act towards it. So they feel like, okay, the grassroots level, the local government elections, it's something small, so we might not go and vote. as much as we did with the presidential election. So yes, now with regards to that, now we discuss about the voter turnout, how it has drastically changed over the years, yes, from 2018 to 2025. But now we will discuss on about the fragmented people and fragmented political parties. Now, for an example, there's no outright majority party when it comes to most of the councils, when it comes to these local government elections. We don't see that a certain party has accumulated that. So it's more of a fragmented composition, and there's so much of criticism going on that, and there's so much talk in the town about it as well. So wanted to ask from you now, it's a lot of fragmented in the composition when it comes to different parties, Samagi Jana Balawegaya, UNP, and then NPP. There's no outright majority. In your context, do you see this as a positive element or more of a negative element, or do you think that this can be worked around? Do you see this as a challenge or more of an opportunity?
I mean, when you say it's not a major majority, they have actually got 43%. So out of 399 local councils, they've got 266. That's quite a lot actually. But when there's a coalition from the opposition parties, we can definitely establish a council of our own as well.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, it doesn't matter in the end of the day as long as the work has been done. So even if you get together, the work has to be done, right? So now we have the question of who gets to run the municipal council, right? If everybody works together, can we do it? But the thing is, there needs to be a strong opposition as well.
Exactly.
Because yes, you have the 2/3 majority now, you have the parliament with you, you have the executive president's power right now. So you do need a proper opposition as well. So it's basically, when you say scattered, it's a matter of working together, which is very important, agreeing together and seeing what that goal is. See, like your previous question, why is there not a good voter turnout? So we have certain aspects. One is the history, right? What have they done in the past for us to have confidence in this, in voting this? And then the second is, where should I go and put my vote to? Because everyone's scattered, now we don't know where our loyalties lie. So there is party politics as well there. So here, if we can let the community or the country know what we're trying to do is not just to play a game to gain power, but we are just trying to create a proper opposition to make sure that everything is checks and balances are right. So that is the real answer that we need to have here, right? So again, scattered, yes, but can we make a better opposition? Yes, we definitely can, but it's a matter of doing it, and at the same time, like I said, we are already quite delayed coming into a proper decision. I think the election commissioner, the chairman, Mr. Ratnayaka, has said by the end of this week, you need to give out your nomination so that we can legally bind and gazette it. So I think that should happen since we already had this election in this pivotal time.
Very true. So with regards to that, I want to ask from you, do you agree with that, or what's your take on it? Like, do you see this as a challenge, or in his same perspective, do you feel like everyone should collaborate together and work on the basis of politics? What's your take on that?
So collaboration in terms of what do we want to focus is on the matters that we want to collaborate with, be it with the opposition parties or be with the government. It is more or less on a one-to-one situation case. In certain areas where there is something that we can collaborate on, but in certain issues maybe we cannot collaborate simply because there is a quite a black and white difference in terms of their ideology versus our ideology. But in terms of what the government should do based on the outcome of the election, and what the opposition should do based on the outcome of the election. Let me first focus on the opposition, since we represent an opposition.
Yes, please.
So our observation is that, as I mentioned in the earlier part of the show, what we should be doing is to go back to basics. We need to be able to connect with the people, the communities, stakeholders of the election system. And then we need to be a voice to the voiceless. Now, I'll give you 3 examples of being a voice to a voiceless. 3 different areas covering a wide range of the society. One in terms of being grateful to a segment of the society, another point in terms of a nationalistic interest of our economy, and then a third on the point of what do we as a society want to do with regard to gender representations. So what I meant by being grateful to us is, I know of a personal situation, this is not just for one individual, this is for a lot of individuals. There is a society, there is a segment in our society, elders, they have been paying taxes for the last few decades. I mean, like, for the longest time of their life, they have been paying their dues, they have been sharing their success with the people. So even while they being able to coming forward and paying their taxes, when they have all the reasons to bypass those taxes, and there are enough and more ways and methods to bypass taxes as well, but these individuals, they have come forward and paid their due. And now that they are elders, we going and putting them into trouble is a very bad thing to do. I'll explain why I say that. Now, we have to understand how the technology evolved. The technology evolved from one point to this great advance use of technological devices and all the technological systems that we have within a 10 to 20 year period, I would say. In 80s, yes, we had computer systems. In 19s, we started using it, but only in 2000s only that the computers and all this technological advancement came into place. And even then, like, from the devices that you use in 2000s versus the devices that we have now is quite a difference in terms of the advancement of those devices. So if you take a 70-year-old person, asking them to file their taxes through online system is a hassle to them. One can argue that they can go and get their children or their relatives or their friends or one of their servants or one of their employees to go and do it. But there is a segment in our society, they can't do that because they are not just rich. They are filthy rich. They can't reveal their wealth to a third party. They can't reveal their wealth to sometimes even to their own kids. They can't share those information with their partners because those are very confidential information. All these tax files are previously handled by their personal tax assessors, in the Inland Revenue Department. They had all of these people have their personal. There is a person who have taken oath to protect the privacy of these files and to make sure that those private information are not being revealed. So these people, when they have to go and file their taxes through an online system, it's not just that you pull out a laptop or pull out a mobile phone and submit. You need to have a scanner to scan some of these documents. You need to have a printer in order to take printouts after you submit your files, so you have proofs. So it's not just going and submitting your files through a system, but there is a lot of logistics around it. Now, one can argue that it is their failure that they not being able to have being tech savvy to do that. But I think it is wrong to say that, they might have, if you take for an example a lawyer or a doctor, they might be well aware of their industry. Maybe they just don't know how to get a computer operated. So asking one of those people to go and submit your tax files through a system, and they become helpless. And you have to understand, these are the people who have been running our country, running our society. I'll tell you why so. It is their capital that we have as deposits in the banks. It is their capital that we have in the stock market. In most of the corporate world, people are sitting in a chair thinking that I am selling my intellectual capacity and I am getting a salary out of the organization and I am making a living on my own capacity. But for them to sell their capacity, you need to have an organization. Those organizations are running through the capital that have been invested into the stock market. Be it the money that you borrow from the banks, it is again somebody's money. So these are the people who have lent money. You go and getting a housing, if you have a private house, if you are using a housing loan, that means to say you have taken somebody's money. These are the people who have given their money to the banking system, to the stock market. And now we going and telling them, it is not our problem that you don't know how to use a computer, but somehow you have to go and file your taxes from the system that we have put forward. Is we being very ungrateful to what they have contributed towards the society. We being we being a society not showing our gratitude towards what they have done for the society in terms of creating a better society. So that is a one aspect.
I'm sorry to cut you short because we need to go with a short commercial break as well.
Sure.
We'll continue with the discussion. Sure. I believe that was actually a very in-depth reply to the fragmented composition of this time's local government election. So we'll get back to the discussion about the aftermath of this election. Let's take a short commercial break. This is TPS. Welcome back. This is TPS. So we were discussing about the aftermath of the Sri Lankan local government elections that happened last week. So now we were talking about the voter turnout and also the fragmented composition when it comes to the local government political positions with regards to the parties. So something that was the talk of the town was the Colombo Municipal Council. So we are going to dig deep into this matter, and I first want to ask from you, when it comes to the Samagi Janabalawega, they secured 29 seats in the Colombo Municipal Council. So they are coming second after NPP. Yes. So that's something big. And yes, also being able to secure that much of seats is something that you all should acknowledge and that the majority of the voters acknowledge as well and are happy about. Yes. So in this regard, what do you feel like that the urban voters have given you all that position, and how do you feel like you should take over with this strength that you got from the urban voters in the Colombo Municipal Council?
Yes. Well, first of all, I would like to thank for all the voters who did vote for us. I mean, that shows that they still have confidence in us. Mm-hmm. And what we want to do is we want to build on that. Yeah. So if we are able to go for that coalition, yeah, and have a mayoral candidate from our opposition, our party, we want to ensure that we do the best for Colombo. Because if history shows, we've always been, it has either been the United National Party, who has always been, but this is our first municipal council election, so we are happy that we did come second place, yeah, especially with the current situation given, especially with the trend or with the government being in power. This has been a really good achievement in my point of view, because it was not easy to do the work that we did to gain that confidence in people to come and vote for us. Yeah. Like I said, like with the voter percentage being so low, and at the same time with the trend that's going on the other side, yeah, and still we were able to secure 29 seats. Yeah. That's actually amazing. So hats off to that. But yes, building confidence in what we have, yeah, is the most important thing right now. Exactly. So if we can soon establish this municipal council and start working on that, we always have to look to the future. Past is the past now, but we have the present and the future to work on. So it will be great if our leaders, if all the candidates, whoever's come to that place with the vote, that they keep that confidence and they keep building on it. So the next 5 years, or the next 4 years, yeah, we'll have a better outcome. And more than that, we'll have a more effective, more efficient municipal council. And not just in Colombo, I would say even wherever we can, wherever we have those major votes, right? So all of them, if we can do so much better and put better effort into it and show results, yeah, that would be our target, that would be our goal.
Amazing. So in that context, like SJB has been able to take second majority of the seats when it comes to the Colombo Municipal Council. On the other hand, the United National Party has shown progress over the last couple of years, holding the majority of the votes in the Colombo Municipal Council. But there's a drastic change this time, and they have been able to secure only 13 seats. So it's a little bit of minimization or reduction from the past couple of years when it comes to the seats and also the performance of the United National Party. So what do you think has affected with regards to this, and what are your objectives taking these 13 seats and putting more power so that there'll be a change in the upcoming years?
So I would say the reason why we went fell back to this low number of seats in the council is because that we failed to connect with the people. We failed to win their trust in order to be able to come forward and tell that we understand matters which are in your interest and we would stand for those interests. It is because of that failure is the reason why the people didn't come forward and supported us. So had it been a different scenario where we have been well connected with the people, well connected with the communities, then they would have come and showed their support more than what they have done. We are thankful to the people who have come forward and supported us. I mean, like after losing a main election, national level elections, we lost the presidential election and then we lost the general election. So it is obvious that some of the supporters of ours might not be willing to come forward and support. But even that is the case, if we were well connected with the people, the supporters of our party, the supporters of our policies, the people who believe in the policies that we believe in, then they would have come forward and supported us. Now, that is the key reason why we failed to get a good number in terms of during the election. Now, in order for us to fix that problem, what we need to do is we need to be able to go back to the people. We need to understand them and talk to them, spend more time with them and connect with them and be a voice to the people who are voiceless, be it at a LGA level, be it at a national level or provincial level. Now, in terms of working with the other players in the council, be it the government or be it the opposition sections, our party is not a concrete minded set of people. We are very open to discuss with everyone. We are willing to discuss on matters which is important to the people. At the end of the day, why we do politics and why even our opponents are doing politics is to serve the nation, to serve our communities, serve our people. So with regard to proposals or with regard to anything that bring a progress towards some of the issues that we have identified, as a party we are willing to come and collaborate. So it is not a problem of we are not willing to work with any party or with any part of the opposition or be it with the government. The important thing is whether the other side of the parties are willing to come and have an open discussion with us. We cannot support to anyone who is not willing to take our support. We can support only if they come forward and take our support. We are open about supporting to not to help the parties, political parties, but to serve the nation, to serve the people, to serve the communities. Now for that, the other segments has to come and have an open discussion with us. And these discussions has to come with open mindset. You can't come up with restriction as to say, we don't do this, we don't do that. We have to understand what is our objective. If our objective is common, then I believe that everyone can sit together and identify a way through. Yes, we can find, we have political differences, we have policy differences, but we can agree on a bipartisan agreement. I believe in party politics, my party believes in party politics, and we also believe in bipartisan agreements. If you look into the developed countries, be it in the West, be it in the East, be it in even some of the countries in Africa, most of these countries, some similarity of all the well-doing countries is the fact that the opposition and the government they are willing to collaborate on bipartisan agreement. They have differences, but they try to cut a deal in terms of like what is the middle ground that we all can agree on, and so that we put the nation first approach and we take the country towards a right direction. So in that essence, the United National Party is willing to discuss with anyone, but the objective of that discussion is to serve the people, to serve the communities, to serve the nation. So based on that objective, we are more than willing to support anyone who is willing to come and support our objective.
Thank you so much. So there's a lot of learnings that the parties have taken through these local government election as well. That's actually what we understood from both these parties. And it's also crucial for the people to understand that these parties, it's not only about a personal, but it's about the party politics. And at the end of the day, that all these parties should come into common grounds to serve the community. So we will discuss furthermore about the way forward in terms of the local government election results with these two parties. And for that, let's take a short commercial break. We'll see you on the other side. This is TPS. We are back with TPS, where we were discussing about the aftermath of the local government elections and how it has been beneficial for certain parties and how certain learnings have been pivotal with regards to the results of this election. So this segment is all about what the message that these two parties and the learnings and outcomes that they have to take through this recent past local government election. So I want to ask from you specifically with regards to the Colombo Municipal Council, as we discussed as well, and also the majority, like you said, when it comes to the presidential election and then the general election, and towards this. You also saw a certain degradation of how you were performing and you want to work through it. So I believe trust actually plays a crucial role in this matter. So in this regard, forming the trust once again and getting back the previous people to vote back you all and gain that trust. So what in terms of your party has prepared in terms of policies, in terms of objectives, in certain aspects, what are the plans you all have to bring upon that trust and rebuild the party's dynamics?
So as a party, we want to focus on basics. We want to go back to our communities, we want to connect with our people. To prove the fact that we are willing to connect with the people, that we are willing to focus on the basics. I'll tell you two more examples of where I ended off. One is, you know that India just launched Visinjam port in Kerala. It's going to make a huge impact on our economy, especially in the logistic sector. Now, there is a solution for that, but is the government willing to execute that solution? I am personally aware of a $2.4 billion public-private partnership, which is there to bring a solution to tackle this issue. But government seems to be not focusing on that. And in terms of a community level issue, we have identified that there has been 100 years of discrimination in terms of lady doctors not having a voice within their own trade union. So we are now talking on behalf of these lady doctors to come forward and, because they can't come forward and talk about their matter simply because they are worried and afraid of they being further discriminated. So we as a political party, we wanted to come forward and talk on behalf of their matter. The issue is being that GMOA was established in 1926 October. Next year, October, they will be celebrating 100 years of existence. Now, for that 100 years, there is not a single lady doctor in their executive committee, not a single lady doctor in their leadership role. Now, we remember in March, there was a tragic incident where a lady doctor got raped. Now, the GMOA came forward and talked about the fact that there wasn't enough safety measures done by the government to give assurance for the staff to have safe environment from in the hospital premises and also within the quarters. and then the gap between the hospital premises and the quarters. Now, when we looked into it, yes, we accept the fact that GMO came forward and raised their voice, but the point is the fact that there isn't enough safety measures. They were aware of it, but they didn't thought that it is a matter that they should bring it up beyond just touching upon it, simply because there wasn't a lady doctor in it. Had it been a lady doctor, they would have been able to understand the gravity of the matter. Then they would have raised their voice and say, this is a matter that we need to address, because there are so many lady doctors out there in rural areas. If you look at it from a statistical point of view, there are more lady doctors in the service than male doctors. Now, some of these lady doctors have gone through physical harassments, verbal harassments, and sexual harassments as well. Sometimes these sexual harassments are being done by male doctors, and when they have to find justice or to find a way to resolve it, they have to go and talk to another male doctor in the trade union. So what is the opportunity they have to be able to raise their voice within the executive committee or within the leadership roles? So we are now pushing forward, because we made a request on 11th of March. Up to today, they haven't responded. Their ignorance, their silence sends a message to us. It means to say that for 100 years they didn't do anything. Now they are not willing to do anything. That is why they are silence, which means to say they will not do anything about it for 1,000 years. So we want to make sure that there is a discussion, there should be a discussion about this, and there should be more opportunity, and there should be a mandatory female representation in the trade union, so that they can speak on behalf of the lady doctors. Now, why I brought this example is to say, as a party, we have understood sensitive matters, little things that really matters to the people. So if we can go back to the community level, if we can connect with the people, we will identify not just little things, but things which is really crucial for the people. You go and talk about their problems, they will come with numbers. They will support our party with numbers. The reason why we are not getting the numbers is because we are talking to somebody that, like, we are talking about things which doesn't really matters to those people. Yes, I understand there are nationalistic issues that we need to address, but on those matters we need to be able to go to community level and explain, look, if we don't resolve this matter, you will be the one who will get a difficulty in your life. So that disconnection is the reason why we are. Now we have understood that as a party. As a party, we are willing to go back to community level and village level and connect with the people, connect with the stakeholders of the whole political atmosphere, and be able to ensure that their interests are being served. When we do that, we will eventually win their heart, we will eventually win their support. And then there will be enough and more numbers for us to fill any ground in this country. Filling grounds will not be a problem if we really truly understand the interest of the people.
Thank you so much. That was a very in-depth response to the question that I asked as well, because there was a very realistic example, the recent past, the situation of the rape, and connected with that how the disconnection was there, and how the United National Party wants to bring through this disconnection and connect once again to bring upon their numbers up and the counts up, and to develop and do the work for the community. So final question goes to you. It's also connected with this actually. Now you have regained some sort of a trust in terms of the community, and in your context it's actually to keep that trust and make sure you continue with it, so that the people will continue along the way. So what is your party planning ahead to keep this momentum and to keep this trust of the community?
Yes. I mean, we are still second runner-up, right? So not everything is on our side. But if we do able to get this coalition going on, and if we do get into a certain level of authority, so our plan is basically, see, for me, it's very simple. You follow a leader because the leader is good. If the leaders are not that great, then no one's going to follow them, right? So the first thing we have to make sure is to show that our leaders know exactly what they're doing. But we just have to promote it better. We know exactly what we're doing. We just need to promote it better. So we need to show that our leadership, the people that they're training, let's say the younger people like us, they're doing that for a reason. This is not like what's going to happen tomorrow, right? But the government can't say that. They have all the power they need right now. They have to act now on the problems right now. But we, like you just said, we have another 4 more years to keep doing what we are doing, build on it, gain that confidence, and to make sure that these are our leaders. They have their policies. They know what they're doing. Now we are just making it happen now, right? So some of the concerns that we would like to address is mainly, well, first of all, we would like to have transparency. I think that is something that the people really want. So we identify what the customer really wants from us. So they want transparency. So we have all these taxes going on. What's happening with it, right? We have all these accusations of whatnot. So where is this evidence coming from? What are you going to do about it? Why is it taking so long for you to put it out, right? So as opposition, as a runner-up opposition, our main goal is to make sure that whatever the government does, that they do it right, that we keep that checks and balances, right? So we have security concerns these days. We have so many murders, so many shoots, runs. We want to address that, right? And there are certain concerns like most of the promises that have been made that are not being kept. So why? Right? So it's not just about doing our role as in to the community, but it is also making sure that the government, now that they have everything they need, that they do what is right for us, for the community. So it's just not a political view. Even as the citizens, me as well, I want something that for them to do good for me as well, for the country. Because if everything is right, then there's no need for such a big fuss, right? We are all in it together. So like my friend said, we are all working towards one goal to make sure that the community is being served, but we have to make sure the opposition is strong to make sure that they're in the right path as well, just to make sure they're on the right track. I think that's our main goal. So first the leadership, then we make sure that there's transparency, and then we reach out and we voice out to the community as to what the right path or the right track or the vision or the end goal is. Yes.
Thank you so much. So there were a lot of take-home message for our viewers to understand that almost all parties, specifically these two parties, are working around their mishaps and also certain issues, and they have recognized it. And I think that's the ultimate conclusion that we need to come up with. We need to learn from whatever that happened, the experiences, and make sure that we perform well and deliver what's best to the community, because at the end of the day, they speak for the voiceless, as he rightfully mentioned as well. So that brings us to the very end of TPS, and we today discussed about the aftermath of the local government elections and how it is at the local council level and how these parties have thought through in terms of the way forward. So wanted to thank these two gentlemen who joined with us today, Mr. Subhaga Herath from the Samagi Jana Balawegaya and also Mr. Tharindu Liyanage from the United National Party. Pleasure having you both here today.
Pleasure, boss.
And stay with us as we follow through the developments through the community level to the country level as well, where we give you the space and the opportunity to ask the questions that you have to ask from all these political representatives here, because they have the power to address it. So joining us, you all have the option to take through all these conversations way ahead. And let's see you all again with another episode of TPS. Till then, we will tune in and make sure you send your feedback to our email address feedback@ad24english@derana.lk and our WhatsApp number 076-805-7933. So make sure you send our feedback for this program and also all the other programs. So take care and have a good night.
Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Stay in the kitchen cooking up, cut your own bread. Heart full of equity, you're an asset. Make sure that you don't need no mentions. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Shout out to your mom and dad for making you. Staying in vision, they did a great job raising you. When I create, you're my muse. The kind of smile that makes the news. Can't nobody throw shade on your name in these streets. Triple threat, you a boss, you a bank, you a beast. You make it easy to choose. You You got a mean touch, I can't refuse. No, I can't refuse it. Picture perfect, you don't need no filter. Gorgeous, make them drop dead, you a killer. Shower you with all my attention. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Stay in the kitchen cooking up, catch your own.